here is the parts box contents for a vapor tower, whether it be polished or black. All the hardware is a polished aluminum. Starting from the bottom, this is what's going to be inside. These are the backer plates for inside your hull. As you come through the hull, you're going to have the gaskets. The gaskets are going to be on the underside of your base plates to protect your hull. It's a rubber gasket that'll conform to your hull. After that, we have the base mount itself is allowed to swivel in there. That's to adjust your hull and the situation of your tower. Once again, this will be on top of the gasket. This is the stainless hardware that's going to go through these through your boat hull, and we'll talk more about how to drill those and how to prepare for that. These are, once again, these are called base mounts, and there's 4 of them, and these are your base plates. We're going to talk about swivels over here. There's 2 of those. They'll be connecting between the rear leg and the lower bar. These allow it to find a proper angle as you lay the tower down. You'll see that in assembly. Over here we have our shoulder bolts. Shoulder bolts connect all these basic connections that are threaded, such as this base mount to an eye mount or a leg mount as we're touching. All right, let's go ahead and talk about these 4 right here. These are leg mounts. This one has a hole in it. This is the only one of 4 that has a wiring hole through it. The other 3 do not have a hole in them. So take note of that. Now let's go on over here to this unique little plate here. This is a nav adapter plate for your nav light. If you choose to run a navigation light, basically you screw the head off the tower head, off your H member, screw this on, and your navigation light can adapt over to that through these threaded holes. Allen wrenches to help you out. Over here we have our eye mounts. As you can see, there's 8 of them. Of those 8, 2 have wiring holes. So we'll show you where to use those later on. But as you can see, the rest of the 6 do not have a hole through them. So take note of that. There is no threaded portion in these. They're simply going to go through, and you're going to see them connecting to pieces such as this leg mount or a swivel of some type. And last but not least, we have our H member bolts. They're going to go through your H member and be compressed to hold that in place, and we'll show you how to drill those. But that is your basic vapor parts box. All right, this is what comes in a vapor tower box, minus your parts box. Start from the basic beginning. Here's our H member. It might be black, or it might be a polished finish. It's got a hinge in it. We'll talk more about that. The highly curved, smaller bars are your rear legs, 2 of those. Our longer bars here, these are our front legs. You can see the particular curvature they have. And last but not least is our lower bar, or bottom bar, I should say. And you can see the welded stops. That's how you can identify those. So that's everything you should find, minus your parts box in your vapor tower box. All right, this is our bottom bar, basically assembled as it would be on your boat. We're showing you with the base mount here and an eye mount already in place. Our set screws are loose. As you can see, you could mount it on the top of a gunnel, or if you wanted to go, you can rotate this to any position, or if you want to go on the side of your gunnel, you can go like this, as you can see, and then set those set screws and tighten up your shoulder bolt. This is the forward portion of the bottom bar. Same thing, this is set up right now to actually allow you to fit to the front leg as needed. We've not got these set tight, and the same is going to go. I'll show you the back end of a bottom bar here. Same thing, this is loose right now to adjust. We don't want them tight, just to set screws base in place. Same type of mounting apparatus here, but here's something you need to know. This one, we have our wiring hole here. You can come in through here, or you could actually jump out and go on into your boat at this point. But this allows you that option to go in there. Particularly, you do need to drill a hole on the interior of the tube here to continue venting on down. And then, if you look right here, there's a hole on this particular mount here also. You can come out, wires through here, down through, and out here into your gunnel. It's your call, but that's a basic bottom bar sub-assembly. All right, we're talking about bottom bar installation. Obviously, we're not on a boat, we are in a studio, so we get good lighting, good control. So we're just gonna imagine this is your boat gunnel here. We have all our hardware installed on our bottom bar, our eye mounts, base mounts, etc. What we recommend is you do either your rear or your front mount installation on your boat, on top of your gun or on the side, set it. At that point, let the opposite end be your guide for your drilling your holes. This will make sure that you get an exact fit just like you want there. So once again, we've installed this mount here first, put the bar all in place, and then held this up against the boat and completed drilling those holes there. The rule of installation is always measure twice and drill once. Take time, use a dry erase marker on your hole, double, triple check yourself where you drill that first set of holes for this. This will be your template also. So it's a very simple installation, follow the instructions, use this video as your guide. This is our bottom bar in place here. As you can imagine, we measured to the same distance, and here we have our other bottom bar in place. So our tower is essentially ready to drop onto this. In the next video, we're gonna show you, we're gonna have the upper frame, and we're gonna lower down on top of this bar. The bottom bars are in place. As you can see, the structure is installed. What we've done here is we walked up with 2 or 3 people on the ground. We lightly slid the corners in. With the powder coat tower, we have plastic liners. We took them out. When we don't, we're just running a polish finish. We keep what the plastic liners in to slide in, not scar the tubing. These are in place now. We use our shoulder bolts, set our eye mounts on place, connected them lightly. Now our tower is not rigidly bolted at this point, and it's not bolted here. What we're going to do at this point is we're going to measure side to side to make sure that we're even. We're going to also make sure that our boat floor is parallel. We're going to use a level, and it's parallel to the ground, a level if you will, and then we're going to make sure this top H member is level or parallel to the ground. These two need to match each other. Just use a bubble level. Then we're also going to bring these corners in. We like to use a ratchet strap. We're going to connect it to the head and over to the corners and bring them in and preload them in tension, somewhere around 35 to 50 pounds on this side and this side. You can do the front or back, it doesn't really matter, but bring all this in. At that point, check, make sure you're level here, and that you're preloaded in. Keep the ratchet straps in place, and then go ahead and drill your bolt holes at that point. Now, real quick, we're not going to do it in the studio today, but to lay this tower down, all we need to do is remove this top bolt right here. Same goes over here, and this whole system, by removing, will allow us to swivel or lay down. We would release this bolt and relax these bolts here, and the entire mechanism will hinge and lay back, and you can see those photos and instructions are online. We have photos of that, but in the studio we're not going to do that today because it's not secure. Also, let's talk about the width of the tower. This one can go from 72 to 108 inches in width. Once again, that's based off the center of the mounts there. 108 is a fairly wide boat, but 72 is fairly narrow.